1 2 1 2. We'd like to welcome y'all all to the Stay Talking Ish podcast show. This is your host, Mr. Barksdale.
Was he somebody, or you were someone else's host?
I just wanted to let Tim know that I'm for the people. If Donald Trump could be for the people, then I can be for the people as well, Gus. Don't be trying to knock my fucking hustle, bro.
Okay, well, I'm Gus. I'm here to make the Stay Talking Ish show great again.
Great again for who, Gus?
For me.
Solid.
Oh, who we got in the building with us?
What's up, everybody? This Senor Uno.
Senor Uno. Vive la vida.
All the time.
You dig me?
The time.
But nah. So before we get into the show, you know what I'm saying, let y'all know this topic we talking on. I definitely want to let Gus play this Instagram post that's been floating around. It's real heavy, you know what I'm saying? The homie Gilly the Kid from Major Figures, Philadelphia rapper. He was on Instagram talking real heavy on some grown man shit. And I just think that we want to let y'all hear it. So Gus, cue it up so they can hear this shit.
To all my young niggas out there, if you got a big homie or you got an old head and that nigga ain't never taught you how to treat a woman, or that nigga don't motivate you to be a good father, and he don't motivate you to make legal money, he don't motivate you to be self-sufficient as a man, then that ain't your big homie, nigga. Don't ever get that fucked up. That ain't your old head. That nigga just older than you, nigga. He just an old head. Don't ever give no nigga that much credit, man, and claim a nigga as your big homie or claim a nigga as your old head and that nigga don't motivate you in life. Don't never look up to no nigga like that. That nigga ain't your big homie. That nigga ain't your old head. That nigga is just an old head. Right.
Yeah, that's crazy because it's like so true.
I agree with that post 1,000,000,000%. If I could like a post on Instagram 1,000 times, he would have 1,000 likes from me. And why? Because I thoroughly believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, people that I called my old heads when I was like 13 and they was like 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, they was the ones who taught me, like, you know, make sure you hold the door for your mother. You know what I'm saying? You out here and you dealing with young females, you know what I'm saying? How you supposed to walk in the streets with them? How you supposed to, you know what I mean? How you supposed to protect them? How you supposed to be, you know, how you supposed to get at a couple dollars, whether you working or you trapping or whatever. And, you know, they didn't motivate me to trap or nothing like that. You know, you first start coming out on the block, they like, yo, don't even come out here, man. Go get a job at McDonald's. Go get a little speedy job or something like that. You know what I mean? Then, you know, once you get to that age where you a little bit past that guidance, you know what I'm saying? Then they trying to make sure you safe while you out there. So I definitely agree with that 100%. Like Gus, Uno, man, how y'all feeling about that post, man?
After you, Gus.
Well, I mean, I agree with it 100%, but it actually brings up something that happened personally in my life with a couple people. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, they was like good, like 8, 9 years older than me. You know, I seen them with a car. You know, they had a little bit of clothes, had a little bit of money, and they telling you stuff, and you feed into it. You like, yeah, that's my old head. You know what I mean? He getting it. He got this, and then like the years go past, and you realize, like, this nigga ain't shit. Mm-hmm. like, you know, I mean, he had a nice car, but his peeps bought it for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Only reason why he had some nice clothes is because he was living at the crib and he was using all that extra money. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was taking care of his moms. Mm-hmm. And it's like these dudes, you know, they turn like 30, 35, and then, you know, reality hits. You know what I mean? You can't hide that no more. You know what I mean? Yep. When you a father and you ain't taking care of your kids and you running from child support, you can't hide that no more. You can't be like, yo, I'm taking care of my kids, but you got the cops after you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So honestly, I can't lie. I had a couple people who broke my heart because I really thought they was stand-up dudes. Find out they was just older than me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. Uno, talk to us, man. How you feel about that post, man?
I mean, I would 100% agree with the post, and like both of you have, bestowed upon the show. I'm gonna share a little story, because a lot of the old heads that I came across or encountered seemingly was on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. Like I was always one when I was in high school. Wake up early on a Saturday morning, or not only on a Saturday morning early, but after I got out of school, go right to the schoolyard, practice for my game. And a lot of the old heads on my block was like, "Yeah, I see you. You keep going, keep doing it. Stay in school. Keep practicing. You going to do big things. You're going to do big things." Mm-hmm. I mean, I ain't going no NBA, nothing like that. That was out the question. But regardless, like they were the ones that were just constantly, besides like my family and all that, they were the ones that in the streets saying that, like, yeah, you definitely gonna make something about yourself, like you're playing ball and all that. But as I'm looking back on it, and as I realized, those guys didn't finish school. Mm-hmm. Those guys didn't. They weren't out there, practicing nonstop all the time, trying to be good at something. I saw those cats when I left for school. I saw those cats, in the same exact position when I came home from school. So I'm pretty much assuming that they didn't have a 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So if they were grinding as hard as I was on a basketball court at their job, maybe they would be in a different predicament, you know? So like, I don't know, the old heads that I encountered were, like y'all said, were just old heads. Like they didn't really, they were to some extent motivational because I was young. And of course I had a different mindset when I was younger than I do now. But the realest old head that I could say that has had an influence on my life has been my father.
Yeah.
Has completely been my father.
That's who it should be.
He taught me how to really respect women.
Yeah.
I mean, my mother and my father are still married right now.
Alhamdulillah.
I believe it's 26 years.
Yeah.
And they doing their thing. But my dad has been my realest inspiration on how to not only be a young man, but to be a man, a black man in West Philadelphia, who was successfully raised 2 children, even though my parents claim that the raising kids still, I'm always going to be their child, but
till you die.
Yeah. So my father has been my realest OG in life, and I'll say, and is always going to be my realest OG.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. I think with Gilly's post, of course, I think he's speaking to those kids that didn't have an effective dad in their life, because you can have a dad in your life and he not even be in your life at all. He's just there, and you growing up and you looking up to people, you respecting them for material things. You know what I'm saying? And I think, I think an old head can be respected as someone, like, he don't even have to be the one with the flyest car on the Ave. He don't gotta, you know what I'm saying, or the freshest clothes. Because when you growing up and you know about and you really paying attention to the streets, sometimes a lot of those dudes with the flyest car and the flyest clothes, they living at home. And that's what's making that income disposable like that for clothes and cars. You understand what I'm saying? When I was coming up, I respected the dude that always was like, I'm going to my crib. You know what I'm saying? I always
not the crib.
Not the crib. I'm going to my crib. I always thought it was dope. An old head always told me it's a different conversation when you speak to a female and you saying you want to come to my crib and chill with me. It's different when you could tell a woman you dealing with, you might as well just pack a bag and stay with me tonight. You
can't be like, my mama don't like people
to
sleep over.
Yeah. You can't stay over. My mom be tripping.
Yeah, can we make sure we come back after like maybe 1 o'clock so they be sleep
so
or whatever?
My parents, you feel what I'm saying? It's a whole. But us as grown men, you see that now. Like when you talk to young boys, and like young boys, like they new thing now. Old head always got some dope shit on. He dripping swag, and I'll be thinking to myself like, yeah. This guy dripping swag, but if you knew what I knew, that like homeboy dripping swag, and he don't got his own place to stay, and you know what I mean, he he really out here doing bad for a nigga of his age.
She got 10-karat gold on.
Yeah,
with
you
the
know what I'm
cheapest
saying?
diamonds you can find.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you realize that, like, a motherfucker got a $10,000 car and living in his mom's basement, you know what I'm saying, or sleeping on his mom's couch, like, I can't. At my age right now, I can't respect that. I think the last time I ever respected that was when somebody probably was like, you like 18, 19 years old and you living at home. Like, I respect all of that, you know what I'm saying? But once you get a certain age and, you know, and you claiming to be a man and you claiming that you this and you that, you got to get up off the titty, bro. You got to get out here in the world.
Can't suckle no more, man.
Nah.
I know people, like, I be faking it sometimes. I gotta stop doing it. But some cats, they be like, yo, man, you see my new whip? I'm like, yo, I respect the cat that got an older car that's paid off than the cat that got a brand new car and barely making the payments and struggling.
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because that means you living outside your means. You know what I'm saying? I think that when we out here and you trying to school younger guys how to become responsible men and trying to be a good man and be a good husband, we got to motivate them. Like, it has to be us. You know what I'm saying?
I think we got to stop them from making the same mistakes we did. A lot of times, it seems like guys will, you know, put younger people in the same bad positions that they were in.
Yeah,
just hoping that they'll initially make the right choice from there, instead of saying, you know what, damn. From the younger kids' perspective, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go through this because I want to be exactly like this guy. If he made the decision and he turned out all right, then you know what, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna be all right too, and not make the decision to not do initially what that person did to put them in the predicament.
Because the old head ain't tell you that he rented his rims.
Yeah.
When I find out somebody rented some rims,
for real, and but then, you know, I think that also go back to like these rap artists we looking up to and athletes young guys is looking up to and everything like that, because, you know, for real, the world would change if LeBron James really came out and told kids that look up to him, like, yo,
y'all niggas ain't gonna make it.
A lot of y'all not gonna be where I'm at. A lot of y'all not gonna have the opportunities that I had. A lot of y'all not blessed with the physical talent that I got. But the one thing that we both have in common is that we got brains and we can learn and we can do better, and you can make something of yourself without wanting to follow in my footsteps. Everybody's not going to be able to follow in my footsteps. And I think that's just the mission, and those just the words that just need to be taught to the young guys that's looking up to us. Like, I don't never want a young guy to have to go through some of the tough situations in life that I had to go through. But in the same token, if you are going through those situations and you are faced with that choice, then by all means, young brother, make the right choices, put yourself in the right positions to be something with your life. You know what I'm saying? And I want to motivate you to get a job, but I know how the world go. And yeah, you might wind up want to be out here in the streets doing this dumb shit. But if you're going to be out here in the streets doing this dumb shit, at least be smart about it. If you're going to make a stupid decision, make a calculated stupid decision. You know what I'm saying?
Weigh your options.
Yeah, have a game plan.
Have some bail money.
Yeah.
Because your friends are not bailing you
out. Oh no.
All the rap songs are wrong. Yeah. All y'all cats sell nicks. No one has bail money. You know what I mean? Your homie will buy a pair of Jordans before they donate to your bill.
Your homie will go spend his money on a little local jump off before he put something on your books. God forbid, buy your pair of sneakers and some underwear while you booked or something like that.
Only person is going to be your mom who cursed you out. I mean, who you probably cursed out.
For telling you not to go out there and do the shit you're doing. Telling you that the people you looking up to and the people that you think is your friends ain't really your friends. How real is that? I mean, everybody that's listening to this, man, you've mentoring some young men or some young ladies, man. I guess the biggest thing is you just want to make sure that you are teaching them that they can be better than you. I don't want you to be equal to me. I don't want you to do what I'm doing. I want you to look at what I'm doing as the ground floor. Like, yeah, I can do what Ish doing as the ground floor.
We're going to break the ceiling.
Yeah, break the ceiling. That's it.
I think a lot of times people aren't comfortable with motivating people to do better than them because they're not where they want to be. I can tell you personally, I mean, I was never a hater, but I can't say I was always a congratulator. And it wasn't until I started putting in the work and I realized that I can do anything I want to as long as I grind it out. Then I was like, yo, I don't care what he got because I can get what he got. All I need is the right opportunity and enough hustle to do it. You know what I mean? It was when I was sitting on the couch not doing nothing that I was looking outside like, man, yeah, he had a break. Somebody bought that shit for him. He got some, you know what I mean? He had the hookup. Once I started putting in the work, I'm like, yo, I can do that too. It ain't nothing. Then I realized a lot of that stuff has no value. Like I moved into a nicer neighborhood. And you know, I was like, yo, I need to get a Benz. I'm gonna get this truck. And I'm riding around and I see a lot of financially stable people. And I noticed like none of these dudes got 2016s. You know what I mean? These cats is going on vacation.
In Prius.
And they all got the exactly. You know what I mean? These cats is going out buying $12,000 cars brand new. Some shit I'd be like, yo, I'm not buying a Subaru. But these cats is buying them cash or putting at least 50% down, making good decisions. And it's the dumbasses, and I equate it to like that New York mentality, which I'll never get, that got a real nice car and a fucked up house.
Well, I will say, I don't want to say it's the New York mentality, but one thing you got to say about New York, if you up in New York and you getting a couple dollars, it still costs to live up there. You could
$7 for a box of Cocoa Puffs, bro.
You could be up in New York and down in Philly, you could be making 35, 40 grand a year and live comfortably. You can't live comfortably off that type of money in New York, bruh. So yeah, it's quite possible you could be in New York and have a fucked up 1-bedroom studio for $1,200 a month, and you ain't living outside of your means because you making sure you got your own.
Nah, but it's plenty of people in subsidized housing that's balling.
I mean, because it's subsidized. You know what I'm saying? In New York, it's kind of tough to get subsidized.
But it's crazy when you look around in I guess the housing here, like public housing here in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
you see that a lot of people have I see a lot of people with better cars than I see Benzes. I drive a Toyota Camry, and I'm like, I see Benzes and. Like you balling, but you say you claim you're balling on a budget, and like it's a lot of the old heads that's doing it though.
Well, the sad part is when they get a Benz that got like 100,000 miles on it. As soon as that shit break down, it's a wrap.
You got like 3 miles per gallon.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real though. Just you know what I mean.
It's about to buy
like just from
a Benz with 100,000
upbringing,
miles.
Like I could see, like, I don't knock people that's working the system. Like, you find a woman and she a good woman and she go ahead and she get, you know what I mean, that Section 8 voucher, and then y'all build that family off that Section 8 voucher, and y'all housing ain't that expensive, and y'all working the system.
Yo, I hate y'all cats.
Listen, I don't hate them. By all means, work the system, bro, because
I can't work the system.
The system been fucking people over for years, to the point where go ahead and fuck the system over. But you know that's the choice you made. But in the same token, I guess I don't like the ones that, like, you know, you live in subsidized housing and you taking advantage of the system. You fucking taxpayers out their money, but then you always in Miami. You know what I mean? You always in Vegas. You always doing that other shit. You got your kids on CCIS. You don't want to pay for full daycare, but you ain't got no problem paying for that full flight and that full hotel room in Vegas or Miami. Like, to me, that shit is bullshit. Like, if you gonna be a baller, be a baller. If you gonna be a person that, you know what I mean, you working the system over and you trying to put yourself in an advantageous position, then do it. But by all means, it's a big difference when you out here with this persona like you better than people, when you know you getting over on the system, and it's other people who's attempting to do it the right way, and the system to some extent is getting over on us. You know what I'm saying? And some people will say, well, the person that's not getting over on the system, that person's stupid. You know what I mean? And then it's people that'll be like, the person that's getting over on the system, them people ain't right. I mean, ethically.
Okay, like you just brought up interesting, like, like a dilemma. Like,
Yeah.
you said doing it the right way, and then doing it the way that will make you look as if it's not wrong.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, but you know that's the same thing and when you being a mentor for kids. Like you like kids will live on your block. They'll get up in the morning. We all saw you get up in the morning and go to school. It's the person that you see 8 o'clock in the morning when you getting ready to go to school, and he out there, fresh Jordans, fresh $200 pair of jeans, fresh, he fresh to death, and he out there trapping. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at him like he doing it the right way. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the dude that's probably getting $70 an hour being a plumber, or $40 an hour being an electrician or something like that.
And he in Tim's,
and he in the same busted Tim's, same busted jeans, driving a busted pickup truck. And you like, man, that nigga broke. That nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's telling you that this man in this busted pickup truck is making more money in a safer way than your man that you celebrating who's standing on this corner every day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, I fell victim to that too. I'm respecting the dude that got the material shit, and he flashy, and he on the corner, and he hustling, and he getting the chicks, he getting attention from the chicks that I think is tough. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you get older, you realize that the chicks that want him, I don't want nothing to do with those chicks at this day and age, because those chicks are excited by materialistic things the same way as a young kid I was excited by materialistic things. And at some point when we mentoring these young youth, we really got to get them out of that mindset of wanting the instant gratification and glorifying the shit that come easy. I don't care what nobody say. It's easy to stand on the corner and sell dope. It's easy.
I think one of the things about, I think in the long run, a lot of times when you game in the system, it doesn't work out for you. Because even if you are able to live in a kind of adequate housing with Section 8 with your girl while you still make a good amount of money, a lot of times those people, they make bad decisions. Mm-hmm. So at the same time they buying this Benz, they not saving any money. Yep. They not saving money for their college tuition. Mm-hmm. They're not building wealth. Yep. And that, at the end of the day, for me, that's what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to build generational wealth.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to pay for my daughter's wedding. Yep. I want to be able to, retire and be cool with it. You know what I mean? Not work until I'm 75.
Yep.
I want to be able to constantly elevate my situation. And a lot of times when you're gaming the system, you're going to be stuck in that same Section 8 housing for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So you may think it's cool to have that Benz, but you in that Section 8 housing and that Benz for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And
I just think this: if you game in the system and your rent is only $50 a month, ain't no reason why you should. Whether you and your lady together, especially if you and your lady and y'all raising a family and gaming this system and your rent is only $50 a month, it's no reason why your bank account shouldn't be stacked. There's no reason why you should be struggling to do anything outside of paying rent and paying bills, because if your rent is $50 and you got a phone bill that costs more than your rent, and you got a car note and car insurance that costs more than your rent, you've probably just freed up about anywhere from $700 to $1,450 worth of disposable income. That's how you start to save and generate that generational wealth, because I don't know about y'all. I got a 2-bedroom apartment. 2-bedroom apartment cost me $800 a month. Shit, let me get a Section 8 voucher where I could free up that $750. That shit crazy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but nobody's talking to these young kids about that. Nobody's talking to these young ladies about that. Nobody's talking to them about, preparing themselves like it's this like old Negro song that I like from back in the day. It was on School Days, and the dude was like this. I think it's like Paul Robeson that's singing this song. He like, I'm building me a home. Y'all ever heard that joint?
I think I heard it.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's not speaking about building a home like literally. He's speaking figuratively. You understand what I'm saying? And everything that we as men, everything that we do from the time we 18 years old to the time that we ready to go meet our maker, whoever you believe that is or whatever you believe that is, you building a home for yourself. You building a home for yourself and your family on earth, and you building a home for yourself in paradise. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like no one's teaching these kids to start preparing to build a home for yourself. And then you look up and he 30 years old and he can't maintain nothing and he don't know how to do nothing. He's homeless.
I mean, even when it comes down to that Section 8 housing, you may be paying $50 in rent, but you own nothing. Mm-hmm. I mean,
you have no assets to wealth. you don't. Yeah, you don't. It's crazy.
But then that's why you understand why they say we are the consumer class. And that's what we got to break out of. If you're going to get over on the system, Donald Trump got over on the system. He the fucking president.
Yo, hold on. I had a family member, female family member, post something on Facebook. It says, I can't wait till my Section 8 come in. This paying everything out of pocket is for the birds.
Okay.
I just was like, yo, is that really the mentality of people? Like,
it's my mentality. I don't want to pay anything if I don't have to. But in the same token, like I said, you put me in a position where I'm paying just put me in a position where I'm paying $200 for rent. Nigga, I'm Gucci. Like, my bank account's gonna be Incredible Hulk, and I'm looking to get something that I own for me that I can pass down.
I'm a hater. I ain't gonna lie. My fucking tax bill is high as hell.
But your tax bill, tax bill is high because you're building a home. You're building a home, and you're doing it without fucking over the system. You building a home, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to. I mean, I don't see any other way to do it, to be honest with you.
And so that's the difference. That's the difference. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you a grown ass man and you can walk around with $1,000 in your pocket and you live in like the inner city somewhere, you don't got shit. I'm serious. Or you done came up on a piece of money somewhere to where you got this amount of disposable income. But if you working a 9 to 5 and you walking around with that type of money in your pocket and you can go out and exhaust $2,000-$3,000 on a pair of shoes or some shit like that. I want to see where you live. I want to see what you own. I want to see what you have in your name other than credit cards that belong to you.
What your investments look like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because if you can dispose of that type of money, then your assets better be 3 times that money.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a homie, man. This nigga showed me his new car. I'm looking at him like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yo, what's your kid's college fund look like?
Yeah, that's real shit.
You know what I mean? That shit do not impress me.
Like, I care if you own this house and this is your house. I care what your house look like. I care what your kids look like when they leave out the house every morning.
Talk, you know
how your kids talk. I care about how your wife smiles in public. And not that I'm saying I'm scheming on nobody's wife, though I have in my lifetime, but not my homies and people that I love.
But y'all fuck niggas can get it.
You fuck nigga fee. You know what I'm saying? This year, nigga, y'all fuck niggas get it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm sorry, Plies one of my favorite rappers, but when I'm just saying like this. If I see your wife and your wife always got the onyx face, like back the fuck up, like she just got that, she just out here looking like sticky fingers, like back motherfucker, the onyx is here. What? I don't care what type of Hermes belt you got, Birkin bag you done bought her. If your wife ain't happy, nigga, something wrong. If your kids come, if you got $2,000, $3,000 Givenchy shoes, best what's the other joints? Start with Margellas, you know what I mean? You got that rich Italian shit on your feet, but your kids coming out the crib, snotty nose, dirt stains on their damn school uniforms, smelling like they done swam in a pool of onions, nigga. I don't use a nut. At the end of the day, we have to mentor our kids to be better than us. Absolutely.
And even though I don't have kids at this point in time right now, I do think, you know, based off of what the experience that I've had, I think a lot of kids could call me one of their mentors or one of their old heads, you know.
But you are their mentor. You are their old head. When they look at you, Senor Uno, you college educated, you got a will. I ain't gonna put your personal financial business out here, but you my little broski, so I know you. Nigga, you getting it. You know what I'm saying? And you getting it the right way. You ain't getting it, oh, this, you done ran in a nigga crib and blew his whole head off for some drug money. You know what I mean? You ain't out here doing the fuck shit. You did it the right way, the way our ancestors gave their life to give us the opportunity to do it the right way. Right. You know what I mean? You talking about people who were slaves, ran from the South to the North just for the opportunity to learn to fucking read.
And I'm doing it. And I want to make sure that I just want to acknowledge that there are a lot of, we talk about, black men a lot and what we're not doing, but I do want to acknowledge there's a lot of black men
that's doing it the right way.
That are doing it the right way. As I get older, I see people talk about the stereotypes of black men who don't take care of their kids and all this other stuff. And it's funny because I look around, I'm like, well, I see a whole bunch of black men taking care of their kids, doing it the right way. And I realized, throughout time, I've actually distanced myself from those people who act that certain way.
I'm going to keep it real. If you a grown man and you don't take care of your kids and we was cool, we probably not fucking cool no more. You understand what I'm saying? True story. I understand shit happen, man, and I'll never look my nose down on dudes that's out here, slinging and banging to get it at a certain age, and maybe they lifestyle or whatever just hasn't put them in a position where they could step away and invest in themselves. I dig it 100%. But if you out here doing all that slinging and banging, and your kids and your baby mom still struggling, then what the fuck are you hustling for? What are you doing?
Club money.
You feel what I'm saying?
I want to go to Onyx.
Even if you a stick up nigga, you out here, you shucking and jiving, you scheming and laying on niggas and robbing them, and you ain't robbing the working man, you robbing dope dealers and the whole nine to get that couple dollars. I don't condone it, but broski, do you? But at the end of the day, you doing all that robbing, all that taking from people. Are you taking it? And at least if you gotta go to hell, you making a heaven for your kids and the person that's taking care of your kids. Because if not, then you just creating more hell for all of them.
You're creating another one of you.
There we go.
That's saying, you know what? Yo, I see y'all. This is all right. My pop's out here doing this, and he however many years old. And you know what? And for all them kids, it's like, yeah, I want to be just like my dad when I get older. Well, dang, that's a perfect role model right there. Like if you seeing everything that is what we're considering is wrong for a specific individual, because everybody's situation is different. But when children see that kind of role model, you can't help but idolize what you know.
That's it. Like when right now, people that I consider my old heads is people making that 6-digit salary, taking care of their wife, taking care of their kids, been doing it for a lot longer than I've been doing it, that can impart some wisdom to make me better.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, people I look up to is cats that, because I got kids that are taking their kids to college trips, have investments, and are able to pay for their kids to do stuff. Mm-hmm. Are able to take their kids on traveling soccer teams and basketball teams.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what. The same people I'm looking at like, yo, how you work 2 jobs and you going away on a weekend because your kid do like gymnastics? Like, that's the type of stuff I look up to. Mm-hmm. The type of person who, you know, they come into my job and they're like, yo, my kid, I got to pay for this wedding. They may bitch about it, but they got 20 grand in the cut just to pay for a wedding. Like, that's the people I look up to. You know what I mean? Because it seems like, you know, they're setting up their family to be in a better position. And it's, for me, it's like, if that's not what you're doing, like, fuck are you doing? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's like you setting, like, I want to harp on what you just said. You're setting your family up to be in a better position for if and when I'm not there. You know, like, the type of things that I guess I'm going to say, yeah, we as black men need to do is start to plan way more.
Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I got like my life insurance. Yo, I felt special the day that I actually took time to actually purchase life insurance and invest in that. Because I'm like, yo, if something happened to me on the street, the house is paid for. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I'm like, well, and you know, that made me feel good as a man.
Mm-hmm. And think about it. Like you, I did also invest in life insurance, but I invested in life insurance without any kids nor a wife. So I'm like, you know what? Something happens to me, you know, my family is good.
Yeah.
Granted, they're still here on this earth. You know,
I invested in life insurance because I got my baby sister who I love dearly, and you know, if something should happen to me, I whatever I'm worth, whatever I got left, I would want her to have it, and you know, just you know, however she need, whatever she can apply it to, even if it's just to get a new car, get a new crib, or something to make her life easier. I would want to give that to her. You know what I mean? She is my beneficiary until I have kids and a wife. And that's just, if I can't build a home for myself, then I'm going to help my sister build a home for the future of our family. I mean, that's just what it is. That's just being a man. You know what I'm saying? And I think Gilly hit that shit right on the nose with that post. Like, and I hope that people are hearing this. And I hope that even if we got some young listeners that listen to this, that you understand, like, what's important is the future. You could sell a brick Monday, take that money from that brick and have it stacked up and buy whatever you want on Wednesday, catch a case Thursday.
Government got all that shit.
And next Thursday you broke. And next Thursday you sitting in the goddamn jail cell thinking, God damn, I had $40,000 in my fucking pocket last week.
You can't get that to your peeps. You know
yeah, because you already know what they're gonna do with it. Like, just think about all this shit. Think about all this shit. Like, you think about people like famous athletes. You understand what I'm saying? There's people that was in the NFL back in the day. It was probably a time that Lawrence Taylor and certain other players that made a lot of money, and then now they probably struggling financially a little bit. They probably living better than us, but compared to what they had, they struggling. You know what I'm saying? And they looking at themselves like, God damn. 10 years ago, bruh, if I would have just made better decisions with that $20 million signing bonus, I could have set myself up for life.
How many cats did we see back in like the late 90s, early 2000s that was super balling? 10, 12 properties, 15 cars for all their family. 2 weeks, all that shit
gone. Gone.
They take everything,
and nobody tell that story. Everybody, you know, even if you go back, everybody looks up to, like, you know, Rayful Edmonds. Everybody talks about the real Freeway / Ricky Ross. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, if for those who don't know, piece of education, the rapper Freeway and the rapper Rick Ross got their rap name from the same person, and so, you know, but it was a time that man looked up and he was sitting on millions. And the next thing you know, he in jail. And they took everything.
And it ain't like they argue when they take your stuff. Like, you know, we got to come in and do all this documentation. Look, we taking everything.
When you play
one foul swoop.
Real shit. Like, when you play this.
And we putting in the newspaper that we took all your shit.
When you play this game, bro, this game that you looking up to, and the law come after you, bro, before they come after you physically, they freeze your assets.
And guess who's still going to work every day in his beat up truck.
The person that he might not have been making $1,000 a day, but when everything clear, when the smoke clear and everybody gets paid back the money that they're owed and all the bills is paid, your disposable income and his disposable income is the same disposable income. And all you have to show for all your hours of standing on that block is some clothes, some shoes, some cars, and pictures.
Yeah, and any young boys out there, I swear, I hope they know, like, most of these dudes that's in the game, the only thing they got to look back is these old ass pictures of some old ass balling clothes.
Like real shit. Like
I used to have a fur.
Yo,
yeah,
I look fly on a corner.
I'm gonna tell you, you ever go to jail and you talk to niggas in the jail that's doing them fucking basketball numbers, thanks to your man Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton with the drug reform sentencing and all that shit that they set up, calling us super predators. I'm mad I voted for that bitch. Anyway, but you look back at that, bro, and you talk to them while you in jail. You go in there for your little 90-day bid, your little 1 or 2 year bid, and you talk to somebody who was really getting it out here on the bricks, and now their life is done. I'm quite sure they have the same, for their first 5 years, they had the same reoccurring nightmare. Got booked on a Friday. That Thursday night prior, you probably got some of the best pussy you ever had. Counted money, drinking, balling, making more plans to get more money, thinking that you getting booked would never happen. And then Friday afternoon, when you had made plans to go out on that date with that bad bitch, she got the call that you just got booked. And then you never see her again.
Yeah, it's sad because cats be balling in their early 20s, finally get done doing a bid in their mid 30s and spend like the next 40 years talking about how they used to be
and
balling.
trying to get it and trying to get it back and trying to get it back.
They reflected on that same time period for the rest of their life.
And the shit that really hurt me is the quote unquote not old heads but old head who out here telling these young niggas to shoot. Like, bro, right around the corner from where we recording this podcast at right now, 2 young kids ran down on an old man walking the dog, tried to rob him. The man Marley had about $15, $20 in his pocket. They killed him. They gave the shooter 60 years. He's 15. They gave the accomplice who ratted on the shooter 40 years.
What's the point of rat?
And your old head told you to shoot. Where your old head at and where you at?
Damn, you ain't seeing Thanksgiving for like
the only thing, right? when they come out of jail, they're gonna retire.
Let's keep this shit real. That jail Thanksgiving ain't nothing like looking around and seeing a smile on your family faces, bro. I don't give a fuck how many extras they give you, how husky that plate is, whatever. That motherfucking space dinner they serve you in fucking jail holiday time, that shit don't compare to being able to leave out the building and just take a swig with your homies and enjoy life and freedom.
Yeah, I like my freedom.
I love my freedom. Yes. And they never,
as much as they give us.
Them fucking demons won't get another minute of me. And motherfuckers don't even know they kids' birth dates, but remember they jail number. I forgot that fucking number as soon as I left. Don't ask me that shit. I'm not allowing these devils to ever turn my name into a number again. I don't know what my grandfather did because I don't know him, but I respect his last name, and I'm not going to never let them change that name into a number again. That's the type of shit that we need to be teaching our kids, bro.
Yeah, and I just got one last thing I want to say. Because I'll be honest, I use this as motivation. That Breakfast Club Dame Dash interview, some of the realest shit I ever seen.
Some of it.
I mean, I take out the parts that, you know, him being Dame Dash, but I mean, you got to set this up for the future, man. Like, that's what it's all about, man.
That's it. Any parting words, brother Uno?
You know, I just always try to look back on my life and see, you know, at my age, what would I have appreciated more? You know, whether it was words of wisdom, whether it was actions, you know, like, you know, the kind of the mentorship that I would have needed to get me in a better position of what I think I am in right now. And that would be an old head to, you know, be like, yo, you can do this, man. I've been where you are, and look where I am now. I consider myself successful. I wish there was more individuals that look like me in my past that I could have looked back on. And that's why I think I do what I do now, and that's talking to young black males, trying to motivate them and getting them in a position where they can feel as though they're successful as well.
Bro, but that's why Allah set us on the path that we on. Because if we had the old heads that look like us that's doing what we doing now to talk to us when we was young and motivate us to be who we are now, then we probably wouldn't appreciate it as much. If I had a person that I knew that shit graduated with an associate's degree. I mean, all my homies graduated from high school. All my old heads graduated from high school. It's what they did after high school. You understand what I'm saying? But what makes me appreciate where I'm at now and appreciate the opportunity to tell young brothers my story is the fact that there was no one who did that for me. So I don't, and I guess that's the difference between a real man and the difference between a real man and a bullshit man or a bullshit nigga is that I want to make the world better for the next one coming up instead of keeping the world fucked up or worse for the next one coming up. We ain't going to be here forever.
You know, just because you had a bad situation, you should take that bad situation and turn it around because you know how it feels to be in that bad situation.
Real shit.
So instead of handing it, you know, giving that same energy out to someone else, you should just flip it. I mean, that's why I go so hard on fatherhood, because I didn't really get what I wanted. So I take the opportunity to give what I wanted. Instead of being one of those people like, yo, my pops ain't do this, and that's where I learned it from, so that's how I act. Nah, I know how it feels for my pop not to show up when I want him to show up. Yeah. So in turn, I make sure I show up all the time.
That's it. I know what it's like to look in the crowd at like a high school graduation and everybody happy and everybody taking their pictures with their family. And though a little bit of my family was there, the two most important people that needed to be there wasn't there. And that's no slight to my aunties and everybody that came out and cried and, yo, good job and all that other shit. But it meant more to me if my mother and my father was there. And that's why I'm big on, you know, being there for my younger bros. When the time coming, I am a dad and a husband, being there for my wife and my kids, because I didn't see that. So it's all about motherfucking making the road smoother for the people after you. And that's it. So stop being bitch ass fuck boys.
Yo, actually, I did have someone who actually commented that said we be going hard on dudes. I would just like to say,
you want to know why? Because motherfucking iron sharpens iron, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite quotes, and I'm sorry, but I find shit in movies that's real life quotes and I put them in quotes. I watched the movie Kingsman. And when my man went and locked the door before he started whooping their ass in the bar, he said, "Maneth maketh maneth."
Yeah, so I would just like to say I go hard on dudes because I understand where they coming from. I can, you know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly true. That's exactly right.
I go hard on dudes because I'm not going to let you motherfuckers for a second think that I co-sign this pussy shit that you trying to put my sister and my nieces through. You got away with it with my mother. You got away with it with my grandmother. You got away with it with my aunts and my older female cousins. But goddamn it, you ain't getting away with it with my baby girls.
Yeah, on the Stay Talking Ish, we calling out bitch boys.
Yeah, we calling out bitch boys and fuck niggas and fuck boys and fuck niggas, and we charging you niggas a fee. You know what I'm saying? For real men, whatever I got, if you my mans, it's for free. But if you a fuck nigga, you gonna pay some bread for it. Fuck nigga fee. That's it.
All right, man.
This year, nigga, y'all fuck niggas get it.
All right, man. Make sure y'all tune in. StayTalkingIsh.com.
Yeah.
Stay Talking Ish on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Stay Talking Ish on Instagram.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Stay Talking Ish podcast
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Let's go.
I got some Tumblr, but
That's
it
it.
goes on Tumblr.
Listen, man, check in. That's it, man. When you got the time, you check in, and you check in with the Stay Talking Ish podcast team, and all we got is real shit for y'all. Shit that's food for thought. Shit that's gonna make you healthy. You know what I mean? That's it, man.
Peace to the gods.
Peace.
Doses.